Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining us for the season 4 opener of Are You Afraid of the Dark? This should be. Hold on. Let me make sure I have my volume off on the other device. Oh, she might be working. Okay.
Yay!
Tell
We
tell
like
her
working things.
she can watch it later because we like when people are employed. Pay no mind to my blanket hoodie in the back. It's just in case I get chilly because the temperature here has been going up and down and it's been hard to regulate the temperature inside the house today, y'all. So bear with me. Bear with me. And I'm literally doing this blind because putting my glasses on underneath this scarf is just it wasn't working. This head wrap. It was uncomfortable. But I wanted to rock my head wrap because it matched my jammies. And yes, I'm in my jammies. Judge your mama, not me. Now tonight for hold on, where are my notes? My bad. The season 4 is episodes 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 happen to be parts 1 and 2 of the tale of Cutter's Treasure. Now, the second clip, I'm going to run them back to back since it's part 1 and part 2, and then after that, we're going to talk about it, and then we'll run into our ad, and then we have some other nuggets to get into and talk to y'all to take y'all down memory lane. And I'm just going to forewarn y'all, I asked my cousin to help me, and I should have known she is an overachiever. And I have not had a chance to go through these clips. So let's just call this childhood rewind blind react when we get done with this. But the second edit, I did have to kind of run through it because they are making it harder and harder for me to be able to record and get these clips down. Because since 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till roughly 8:45 Eastern Standard Time, I've been trying to record and get this stuff down, and I'm learning after my devices are telling me that it's recording for the whole 25 to 29 minutes, it was only recording 10 minutes. But I think I have a workaround for our next viewing. And just a quick note, I will remind you at the end, or try to remind you at the end. Next week, we're going to be on a hiatus, and then we'll come back with 2 episodes that I like. I think we discussed this last night. They go together. And I like them, but I like them for very weird reasons, and we'll discuss it after we watch them. Because I can't say that they're my favorites. It's just weird moments that's why I like them.
Agreed.
But let's get like I said, keep in mind I'm gonna play both of these clips back to back, then we're going to discuss it because that's the only way to do it since it's part 1 and a part 2. I don't want us to slip into talking about part 2 before you get to it.
Tale of Cutter's Treasure. I use this dagger in the name of all who fell to your sword, you devil.
Hello, Ian.
I warn you, others will come.
Let them. I enjoy slicing in two filthy traitors like yourself.
Too much innocent blood has been spilled for this treasure.
And there will be more. I plan to guard my treasure till the day I die. Ian Keegan, longer if need be.
And a curse upon you, Jonas Cutter. May this treasure never bring a moment's peace to your greedy soul.
And may your death be a bloody one.
Here's the check for Mrs. Gregory.
Oh, Mom, we don't need a babysitter. I'm old enough to handle things.
Mrs. Gregory? Down here.
Mr. Keegan? Is that you?
Yes. I'm sorry, but we decided not to go away this weekend.
Oh.
Yes, the boys are sick.
Oh, well, I'm very good at taking care of
they've got the measles. Of course, we'll pay you anyway.
Oh, thank you. I hope they feel better soon.
There is something. This ad came in the mail yesterday.
A magic set?
Get me that set, and I'll leave you alone all weekend.
What's that?
Where'd he get the money from?
Oh, that. Forget it. But I do have some wonderful
Did you
crystals.
get a prize just for opening it?
Don't
This
waste your
disposable
time.
income keeps bothering
I've
me.
tried everything.
'Cause I thought I spent a lot of money on a weekly basis, but these children out
Have
to
you
me.
seen our vomit?
No, we haven't seen your vomit. There you go.
I don't want to. I got a problem with you moving state to state. You know,
That's all part of the deal. Whoever opens it gets to keep what's in the chest.
That's it?
Well, I didn't say it was a very good prize.
Rip. Keep it.
Wait! You have to take it!
But it's garbage. And it's... I don't care. I don't care about your stories. I don't care about your problems. I don't care about you. I hate you. Get out of my life.
You say that
Wants
now.
is not what he desires.
What?
What he wants is not what he desires. Do not be fooled. Remember me words.
Your father ain't. And I've come for the boy.
Leave my brother alone.
Take a
Oh, now you want to protect him.
That's how it always works.
Tale of Cutter's Treasure, Part 2.
What this thing is, but it's making ghosts show up at my house.
Ghosts! Yes, well, they're probably just illusions.
Yeah, then two illusions just snatched my little brother. The Wild Boar Coiffure?
Fuck yeah.
A barbershop?
It's run by the same. Because I do believe I've tracked the beggar down.
How many businesses is this man gonna have?
That's the guy. We gotta tell the cop. Russell,
Too
Ian,
many.
so what?
And he still
This
hasn't gotten a new
belonged to your
wardrobe.
ancestor. You are the one, lad. You have to finish what he began 200 years ago.
Forget it. I'm just a
Yeah,
kid.
white ancestors are not good at that. Only thing that they can continue to do and finish is racism.
Ian Keegan? Man,
What's wrong with his face out there? Because the rest of his
I don't know,
body
isn't it?
ain't that
Yeah,
big.
get me out of here. I didn't think you were gonna come.
What do I do?
Justice for Cutter's victims is in your hands. Use it wisely. Use it, Blaster! Use it! Curse you! Curse you!
Don't curse you, Rock. You're supposed to be a nice, friendly, gentle giant of a garbage man.
Nope. Absolutely not.
But it goes on. He was think about it is he protected this treasure but never spent it, never wanted to use it, never bettered himself. He just didn't want other people to have it. He needed conflict in order to fulfill himself. He stole the treasure just to battle with people, just to be able to kill them. He was Ted Bundy before we had Ted Bundy. He was John Wayne Gacy before we had John Wayne Gacy. But I digress. Still a little perturbed that they had to make him a black man, but okay, whatever. I guess diversity. But there's never a shortage of black folks when you want to make a villain. But anywho, and so when he no longer had anybody to battle and nobody was willing to battle him, he went on to the afterlife. Now his afterlife, I think he is below hell, but hey, that's just what I say.
I say this because there are a lot of things I had here. I was just like, okay, first of all, the fashion in this episode, I really have a problem. I know we were doing shenanigans in the 90s, but we weren't doing that. Like boat shoes.
Wearing a t-shirt, a button down, dad shorts, and boat shoes. Like, I know the yuppies of the 80s did that whole boat shoe thing because they wanted you to think like they had a yacht or something somewhere. And I'm like, dude, walking around in Macy's with boat shoes on is not giving what you think it's going to give. And I know the 90s gave way to Nautica, the brand.
Sure enough.
But even then, at least in my neck of the woods, outside of a few staple pieces, most people wore Nautica if they were going to the beach, going to an amusement park, because it really wasn't comfortable to wear anywhere else. A lot of their outside of their jeans, their sweatshirts, their pullovers, their button downs, that stuff was not comfortable to just wear walking down the street because it was made for a specific purpose. It was just made a little bit more fashionable, a little bit more trendy at the time. Like,
girl, I don't know what to tell you because I'm just like, I'm looking at them and I'm just like.
And then you go from summer attire to 24 hours later, you're in a cable knit sweater.
Then I have his brother as a total toad. I'm sorry. I'm just like, you do not. You see me sitting there talking to this chick, regardless of whether she wanted to be there or not. We're not going to discuss consent today. We're not doing that. But you see me sitting there talking to her, enjoying the moment, and then you turn on the sprinklers. Oh no, we fighting. We fighting.
And that's the reason you had your friend there. You and your friend were having a good old time.
And you come and ruin mine?
And then the big brother invites the girl over. They sitting there chilling. The girl is trying to have the little brother's back. And the little brother, you about to kiss her? Y'all about to kiss? You about to do that? So I'm going to tell y'all.
Cock blocking to the highest order.
A woman, as a girl, if I decided, okay, I'm crushing on this dude, I'm willing to go and play kissy face with him. I want that to stay between the two of us because we all know how society has always viewed women. From the time we're born, especially black women, from the time we're born to the time we die. So even though the dude has agreed he want to play kissy face with me, if I don't do it, I'm criticized. If I go, you know what? I'm comfortable. I'm feeling him. I want to do it. And word gets out. Now I'm a floozy. Now I'm a whore. Now I'm a slut. Like, slow down, little man. And I'm sorry, I don't have any younger siblings like that. And I even checked with some older siblings of mine. I wasn't like that. My older siblings were like, you just didn't seem like you gave a shit who we were around. I was like, it wasn't my business. As long as y'all didn't cross over into my borders, I didn't care. I wasn't a snitch. Y'all didn't break nothing. I didn't care. As long as you didn't force me to sit and talk to them, I don't care. But I do know some people who have siblings like that. And I actually have 2 younger cousins of mine that are still like that to this day. Where it's like, you can't have peace around them. And we also know that one family member that she doesn't do it because she wants to be connected with me. She does it because she's in her mind in competition with me, where I'm like, I don't even want to be around you.
But we digress. Let's move along.
That little boy, and I'm sorry, and I said this last night, I'm gonna say it again. There's certain people that if we would have been in that house and they would have got kidnapped, I'd have just rolled over and went back to sleep. I wouldn't have reported shit. And why was that old lady so eager to believe?
Again, the parents didn't call her to let her know that they had actually left.
The parents gave the check to the oldest son. They're going to tell the oldest son that he needs a babysitter. But y'all left before the babysitter got there. You gave her no explicit directions, no phone numbers, no contact, nothing to get a hold of
Irresponsible.
And then the kids were easily able to swindle her out of staying.
Then we have Mr. Well, wait. Sawdough. No Mr. Accent on the dough.
No.
Again, scamming. Then we have him. Then we come to that little speech towards the end. And I'm like, sir. Now, yes, do we have moments where where brothers, sisters, even cousins, we're gonna extend it there, where we like, ugh, I can't stand you. Fine, no problem. But to full on say that you hate them and that I was like, boo, that's a reach. Because in the next episode, you're like, my brother.
But it happens in real life. Because remember, I told you recently a discussion I had with certain brothers of mine, and I have it's okay. It's not fun. It's not funny, and I know people will not have the full context and go, "What the fuck is wrong with Taz?" But I have siblings that I've gone decades and not spoken to, not because of malice or ill will. We just don't have anything in common. So me being around them, hanging around them, it doesn't hurt me. Legitimately, the only thing we have in common is our love of football. So if we ain't talking about football, literally there's nothing for us there's literally nothing for us to talk about. And I had one brother like, well, we don't ever have to talk again. People won't want to talk to you. You're not hurting my feelings. And then another brother was like, we don't ever have to speak again. Fuck it, you're dead to me. Well, hold a funeral, bitch. I don't care. But I do realize I am the sickly sibling. And each and every time one of them says that to me, something ends up happening and I end up either having to go into the hospital for a couple days or I have to self-quarantine. Like this whole quarantine thing, and when I explain to people, it didn't affect me the way it affected other people because throughout my whole life, I've had to self-quarantine a lot. Then they're like, oh my God, if anything happens to my sister, I'm going to burn this place down. Performative much? Performative much? Because shouldn't you care more about me and how I feel than trying to prove it to a bunch of people that ain't going to remember us 5 minutes after you act a fool? And it also goes to show that you don't know what you have until it's gone. And I know people go, oh, that's a cliche, but it is the truth. Ask anyone who's lost a parent. And it don't matter how good you treated that parent, how much love you showed that parent when they were alive. It doesn't matter the good that you registered when they were alive. When they are no longer here, the way it hits you that you don't realize how good you had it while they were walking this earth, trust and believe. You don't know how good you got it till it's gone. And this little swashbuckler didn't realize that about his brother, and he just didn't want to do anything with his brother. His brother didn't even really want to consume all of his time. He was a little son of a bitch, but he was trying to get his brother's attention. He just wanted every so often to do something with his brother. And he even allowed his brother to choose, like, look, you can choose. I just want to do something with you. That boy could have sat there and watched TV with him until that girl got there, and he would have been unbothered.
Sometimes people, again, don't recognize the shenanigans until the shenanigans have been perpetrated.
Because I don't have any sisters, but I have an older cousin and I have two aunts. That growing up, I thought were the bee's knees. Did I want to spend as much time with them as possible? Yes, but then I realized we're two different age brackets. They can do stuff that I'm not allowed to do. But those moments that they let me into their space, baby, that could buy them a whole year. Because for the next year, I'm telling my friends, yeah, girl, I went to and there was one time I got to go to middle school with one of my aunts. But it gave me a false idea of what middle school and high school was. Because she had pretty privilege. On top of being athletic and popular. And her school wasn't like the rest of the schools, and I didn't realize that. Because I was so excited when I got, like you could tell by eating it, homemade chocolate cake at her school for lunch. I'm thinking this is just standard.
Shenanigans.
Now, when I actually made it to high school, my first day of high school, imagine my going through that line.
I can imagine.
On top of everything else. Because, she was at the table where they had choking jokes and, everything else. Like, y'all look depressed. Like, my freshman year of high school was like the first season of Daria off MTV. I'm like, what is... Like, this is 13 Reasons Why before we had 13 Reasons Why. I'm like, y'all okay?
Give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back.
Yeah, I thought, high school was going to be fun. And then I grew up watching Fame. I was like, you don't live forever. And I was like, these motherfuckers want to die now. I don't like this. What is going on here? I'm a little weed head, and before y'all start tripping, no, I didn't give my dog actual weed, but they have these at PetSmart, Home and Quiet, Calming Home Canine Chewables, and they do have CBD. And since he's a small puppers, he just gets one a day, and he knows what time of day he's supposed to get it. He's a weed head, so. No, you can't have no more. This ain't Colorado. No, sir. You're one You're a one-hit wonder. That's what you're a one-hit wonder. That's what you said. But let me hit. Do you have anything else to add on to these episodes?
Hang on. So many moving pieces. Excuse me.
Don't look at me like a little canine weed head. Oh, I didn't explain to you, David. No, I'm not just giving my dog weed. We had to get him the calming chews. And yeah, they have a little CBD in them. But he knows the time of the day that he's supposed to get them now. And he turns into Smokey for Friday. Let me just give me one now. Let me have two. No, you're under 20 pounds. You get one. You'll be out in a minute. Ooh, boy, you almost ate my mama ring. Now.
So, the only other thing I have with this is Dr. Fink makes another appearance. Again, this man has way too many businesses for his own thing. But
he always stay broke.
Always. But I can honestly say this, and this is not a spoiler. This will be the last time we see Dr. Fink, unfortunately. So this is the last appearance.
Yeah, for those of y'all that don't know, when the series was originally out, because of where I live, I didn't get it in order. So this is my first time I've watched all the episodes, but this is my first time actually watching them in order. So I'm glad you pointed that out because I thought Dr. Vink came in later seasons, but then I realized these two parts I saw in the midst of like an episode of season 5 and an episode of season 6. So it made it seem like he had a more longevity in the series than what he had. But we're also losing a core cast member.
I think so. I think Frank might be leaving after this season. I think. Don't quote. Because again, like me and my sister, we were watching these. Like when I first got this set, we were watching them all the way through, and we had just about to start season 4, and like then she moved, so we couldn't really watch them. But I'm not sure, so we'll see next week if he's still there or if he's not there.
Well, week after next, not next.
Week after next. Sorry,
next week is our bye week, as they say in the sports world.
Mm-hmm.
So go out, shake your money maker, shake a tail feather, do some strains for some change. Do what you gotta do.
Yep. Also, and not to be political up here, because this is not political. This is not a political debate. But just keep in your prayers the families who are being affected by what's going on right now. It's not fair for them that their lives now have to be uprooted, and the men who live in the Ukraine are now being quote unquote drafted in to defend their home.
Even the women, because Miss Ukraine has taken up their ministers' wives, but keep a special part in your prayers, your mantras, your good vibes, your meditation for Africans that are over there right now, because they are not allowing them access to Poland. They're making them wait until all the white people are evacuated to get on trains. And imagine the audacity that you have to have that in the midst of war, your racism still reigns supreme.
Yeah.
Because I do not care. I do not care what your background is or what you look like. Let's go arm in arm and get out of here. And I commend the woman that I saw today. It was on Newsy. Because I was streaming, trying to get unbiased news and just real accounts. Her neighbor wasn't able to leave, but her neighbor sent her children with this woman, and this woman crossed the border with her neighbor's children that she had only spoken to twice. I commend her. But let's run this ad, and I don't know what all my cousins sent me, but thank you, girl. Thank you for helping me. Wait, why is this so far down? Hold on, wait a second. Let me move this back up so I don't accidentally click on this again by accident. Okay, here we go.
forget that day. No, no, never forget that day. No, no, baby.
Alrighty. And let me know, because this week I'll be working on the March ad. And I believe this time around I'm going to offer free shipping because I always try to offer some type of discount. Let me know what y'all want to see. Because I see y'all looking at the merchandise. But even with all the discounts. But let's dive into this. Jesus be offense and let my cousin have stayed on task because she more ADHD than me. Let's go.
Show me something black people do for no reason at all.
My guy, there was a whole reason for that. Do you not recall when we were kids, we wanted to warm something up and we didn't want our parents to know about it? We literally stopped the microwave from beeping to do that. Hell, when you warming something up around your significant other and you didn't want to share your food, did you not stop the microwave from beeping? They wouldn't hear what the hell you got going on.
I'm not gonna lie, that's why I started heating stuff up in the oven. And then when we got a toaster oven, when I was younger, I would heat it up in the toaster oven because the toaster oven didn't beep. You're muted, babe.
He's not wrong.
And the thing about it is, in my household growing up, it was such a staple because for so long my daddy worked third shift. My mom would work during the day until she retired. Most people know, if they followed me for a while, my mom retired at 40. Bless her soul. That was my goal, but I'm about to be 45 and I'm still working because I got a problem. I'm like my granny. We might not be Jamaican, but we keep a Jamaican amount of jobs and we just decide we're gonna work till the wheels fall off. I don't know why. But it was to keep my dad from waking up because it would be the slightest sound that would wake my dad up. But me and my brothers could be full on WWN it. That man wouldn't move. But hear that microwave beep? He up wondering what we done took out of his kitchen. And I go, Black Daddy, what you getting out my kitchen? I know exactly how much is in here. They never know. They don't never know. They know if you touch the thermometer or if you touch something in the refrigerator, even if it's your leftovers. Y'all could have decided to go out the house and they actually decided to have McDonald's money that day. And you could be reheating. They could tell you that there was 17 French fries in there. How did you? What? But it's mine though. Let's go to the next one.
Every man wants a woman where him and her can just go hang. Just the two of them alone, back doing their own thing. And every man wants a woman that can always keep them in the mood. And I'm that kind of girl, so this is what I tell my dude. I tell him to kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Oh, baby, down to the next day. Just kick it, just kick it, just kick it, just kick it. I tell him to kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Oh, down to the next day. Just kick it, just kick it, just kick it, just kick it. Every man wants a woman that can cook him up a good meal.
Woo, baby, that took me back. That's one of the things in school because we had a talent show coming up. In Cincinnati, where I grew up, like high school age, we had some top talent shows, and like everybody was cool. They called their talent show the merry-go-round, and then we had ours and stuff. And me and my friends, we sang this for a teacher, and she's like, "Oh my God, I didn't know that you all could sing." But let me tell y'all, the Kevin Bacon separation in my life. 3 months later, this teacher was arrested along with a Bengals player Y'all can Google this. Because of some salacious, tantalizing stuff that was going on. And it wasn't until I graduated high school that I realized how close in age this woman was to us as her students. Because it's not until you graduate high school that you realize the graduation age of college students if they go straight from high school. And when we would run into her after graduation, she's like, "Stop calling me Mrs. Such and Such. You can just use my first name." Because she wasn't an old biddy. That was my jam. That's still my jam. Here goes another. Okay, this looks like another one. It's not a repeat. Hold on.
The moon float like a balloon. You see, it's never too late and it's never too soon. Take it from me, it's I to be. In living color. And how would you feel knowing prejudice was obsolete and all mankind danced to the exact beat? And at night it was safe to walk down the street. In living color. In living color. In living color. Everybody here is equally kind. In living color. What's mine is yours and what's yours is mine.
I want to see if you can do it.
What?
Just play it and you'll see. I just sent it to. I just sent you a link.
Oh, hold on.
Don't look at it. Just see if you can look.
I gotta hold on. Wait a minute.
Put your blinders on.
No, I gotta. Wait a minute. I gotta do it a different way. Since the update, I can't do it the way I used to do it.
No worries.
I got to do it a different way.
Oh my God. Ow.
Check out this Verbo. Oh, man.
Michael.
That's not the one I sent.
Yeah, that's a commercial. Hold on. I gotta. Yep, hold on. You know what? I know how we're gonna have to do this. Tis the beauty of having multiple devices. Wait, come here. And my dog's running away because you know that's what we do. This should not be amusing to me, but it is. Okay, hold on.
Thanks.
Okay. I swear I just sent it to myself. Wait a second. Let me close this out and reopen this. Hold on. Maybe it's on this one. Okay, there we go.
Give me the screen. Make it bigger. It started from the beginning. There we go. Get the full effect. Now this is the gem and the holograms we should have got. Not the travesty of that movie they tried to push on us.
Okay, yeah. Woo, baby, that ain't nothing like the original. They
Nope.
did us dirty with that. I don't even know what to call it.
A sad attempt.
Oh, that was an attempt. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one.
What's something you better not do in a black grandmother's house?
You better not touch their thermostat. We all know that the old folk like to put the thermostat on cremate. We all know that old folk like to live with their thermostat on Hades. We all know they like to live with their thermostat on bake, rotisserie, grill. You know, you better not touch it. They could sense it in the air. They be like, you can touch my thing. You can touch my thermometer. You can touch my thing. You be hallucinating. You be so high in there sometimes. You be thinking you getting small waves of cold air. It don't be nothing but your hallucination.
Okay, also, don't touch nothing in your grandmama or your granddaddy's kitchen. Don't touch the remote, even if you hear them calling hogs. Okay, they could be full. Don't touch don't change the channel, because that automatically wakes them up. Don't drink their favorite drink, even if it's a fresh container. Don't drink their favorite drink. You could take a sip. They gonna know that sip is gone. And you know the order of operations as to who eats. You know the smaller kids eat before the bigger kids. And if you a bigger kid, don't get yourself in front of one of them smaller kids, because you're going to end up with a knot on the top of your head.
Yep.
And don't talk to nobody. Don't talk to grandma while her stories is on, and don't talk to granddaddy while the news is on. Because if you do, you're going to end up outside cutting a switch. And if you cut the wrong switch trying to be funny, they got a switch that they done had since 1872 that's ready for you. And they have decided they're going to Zorro you with that switch. And you best not go to school the next day talking about, grandma and granddaddy beat me. They will beat you in front of the teachers. And they're the teachers to call CPS.
Lord. Yeah, no, that's not something you want to do.
That's all. Let's go to the next one.
Early 2000s hip hop. Some of these are almost 20 years old. Do you know which ones? Have fun.
No matter what I do, all I think about is you. I'm not always there when you call, but I'm always on time, and I
Talk to me. I talk fast. Let's talk.
go harder, get me, and I'm gonna take my time. Don't fight that good shit,
I am for real. Never meant to make your daughter cry.
Go shorty, it's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday.
Get out the way, move, bitch. Get out the way, bitch. Get out. lose my mind. Up in here, y'all gon' make me go on.
Yes, sir. When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's.
Yeah, that was easy.
First of all, I know Curtisha Jackson has been problematic for years, and I know Curtisha Jackson does not like black women, especially black women of my melanin hue. But before Curtisha was being, when 45 Cent, before 45 Cent got a big head and started being problematic, why did we let go of the birthday song? Because that was everybody's jam on their birthday. I'm gonna bring that back on my birthday this year. Videos with that playing in the back.
All right.
Because that's like the perfect birthday. I mean, I ain't buying no bottles of bub in the club because I know how much it costs at the liquor store. And I live in a liquor-rich state, so I know it's cheap where I'm at. So I'm not about to pay $100 for something. I know it's $15 at the liquor store. And for those of y'all that go, she drinks cheap liquor. No, research where I live and why certain liquors are cheap, because it's made here. It's being shipped for $2.50 to the damn store. I can go take a whole tour for $30 and get shit-faced if I drank straight liquor. But I don't. Ooh, wait a minute. Oh, this is a good one. I can see the thumbnail of it. Just watch it. And y'all, after we watch this video, because if it's what I think it is, tell me your highest score.
You've been giving hella attitude. What I gotta do to get through to you, I can never lose you. Maybe spending that out on the time like we used to. We can sit around, watch funny shit on YouTube. I know at times I can have a couple.
I got so good at that game that I started filling up my screen with the snake and a Nokia phone. First of all, Nokia, why you leave us the way you did? Because a Nokia phone was indestructible, okay? You could send that bitch into orbit. You could blow that bitch up. It would still be intact. You could throw it across the street, run it over, set it on fire. That motherfucker was still gonna dial out. Nokia, you let us down. Why you leave us? Why did you leave us?
I'm not sure. But I
had a baby with BlackBerry, and y'all could have overtaken iPhone. And a lot of us iPhone users probably wouldn't even have an iPhone if IKEA and BlackBerry would have came together and had the baby that we wanted them to have.
True. I can't say I ever played that particular game. That I didn't have a phone.
Played Snake?
Sweetie, I didn't have a phone until I was in college when I got a phone. So by that time, the technology had ebbed.
Oh, once again, my bouginess is showing.
All right, well, let's get on to the next clip. Let's go.
Jesus. Oh, and hey to my firefighter friend that's in here. He boo.
Who? ML Rogers?
Yes, that's the one I told you. Remember, I told you I have a friend that teaches me, like, because I'm that weird person that loves to hear about people. I love to hear about people's jobs. So I'm like, if you're going to complain to me, because I love to hear about it. And I love to hear the insides and outs. And that's why when I make comparisons, like, I've been taught. And it's amazing. Although, stop giving me homework, ML. Shit. And bring me some of them wings y'all had at the firehouse that one day. It looked delicious. I couldn't make it through the academy, but I still think I should have fireman wings. I'm just like, let's go to the next clip.
With a say, show me, homie.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize.
Chillin' in my ride, chillin' all around. Eastside of LBC, on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G.
January down under December, I'm loving the first of the month. It's wake up.
I got 5 on it. It's got me stuck and I'm so back. I got 5 on it.
Creep through the smoke, cause I'm Snoop Doggy.
But when you learn, you can't time it down, baby doll. Check it out. I
I get around every way like MJ. I can't believe today was a good day.
What them saying? Insane in the membrane.
No one can do it better like this, that, and this, and it's like that, and like this, and like that, and it's like this.
Me, please. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I had two trash there because some of them I was just like, that wasn't your best work.
I'm slightly older than you. It wasn't so much about the track itself, it's about when it came out. And there are those of us in certain parts of the country, when certain songs came out, it gave us power. It really wasn't about the production. It really wasn't about the musicality. It really wasn't about the lyrics. It's about when it came out.
Yeah, for me, it was just like,
That's because they was.
But anyway, let's go on to the next one. Good Lord.
And yes, I unapologetically know the choreography to the song. Don't judge me.
I'm getting too old. Because that's just too much.
You are my love. Come on, that's still a bop to this day. That is still a bop.
It's too much. Too much.
It is not too much. It is not too much. You know what? You done turned into an old man. Let's go to the
It's trifling, good for nothing type of brother. Oh, silly me, why haven't I found another? You're trifling, good for nothing type of brother. Oh, silly me, why haven't I found another?
Before y'all come for my neck, I'm gonna explain something. I got to explain something to you. Explain it, because you young ones don't know nothing.
Oh, damn, they don't.
So before Miss Bay became who she was, I'm sorry. But okay, so we're gonna put it all in the paint tonight. We gonna throw the shade, and if the hive want to come for me, y'all can come. I don't even care. Do what you got. Do what you must. But I am telling you right now, and I'm saying it with my whole chest. Had Miss Aaliyah been here,
baby, she wouldn't have a career.
Miss Bay would still be with the Destiny's Child. She probably would still be with the original Destiny's Child.
Because do you know that
their harmonies have been legendary for a reason. Why? Because they work so well together.
But do you know that there are people online that think that there was only one Destiny's Child and it involved Michelle? And I'm like, no shade to Michelle, but the harmonies with Michelle have nothing on the original Destiny Child and their harmonies. Those girls, and I'm saying girls because that's what they were at the time. They were not full-grown women. And a lot of y'all forget that because a lot of you nasties was being inappropriate with y'all comments with these girls. They're second to none.
Their harmonies literally unbreakable. I couldn't even find a top or bottom for them. That's how good they were. Like normally speaking, even with Michelle there, you can still snake in because you can tell that they're overdubbing each other. But with the original four members, you couldn't really break in. There was no bottom note that you could go with that would still blend with all four of them. It just would not work. And the same for the top.
Yep.
There was just no room. It's like, okay, put it this way, not on the same level. And don't come for me, Clark sister fans. Don't come. I'm
You
just saying.
have
I'm just saying. In the R&B world, they were just like you were for the gospel. Nobody could touch your harmonies there. It's the same for them.
I think Brownstone was closer to the Clark sisters. Well, for me, it's a closeness between these three, and everybody may not remember all of the groups that I'm going to point out, but they exist. Y'all can look them up. Brownstone, Jade, and Love Her. And Love Her is Luvher. And a lot of
I
people
remember.
forget about the group Love Her, because I think they only had like one true LP. Like they had songs here and there, like on soundtracks, but we know how the late 90s, early 2000s were. If you just wasn't willing to just get bucket naked, people just didn't pay attention to your talent. And some people were like, screw it, I'm not going to wait it out and come back. And you had other artists that just took a hiatus and then came back. And you see them still standing strong to this day. What the hell is it?
But yeah, no, I would honestly say in their base form, like they are Super Saiyan, in their base form, I would liken them to that particular like the Clark sisters. Now see, we're not talking all five. We're just talking the four. Because all five, there's no match.
Oh hell no! Ain't nobody touching them. Hold on, quick sidebar. I asked for just one order of brownies, right?
Mm-hmm.
This
They
is why
gave you
don't-
3?
No, this is why you don't send certain people to places by themselves.
How many did he get you?
4.
Ooh,
And 3 sides of ice cream.
goodness.
I'm
Well,
working fat. I'm because y'all know I'm about to. Y'all know what I'm about to do. Y'all know I have no self-control.
all right. Well, let's go on to the next one. Oh Lord, I'm feeling.
I don't wanna rain on this parade, but I'm starting to question that was made. I'm not looking for just an affair. Want a love that is based on the truth, not just dead. Not hurt my pride if right now you decide that you are not ready to settle down. You want my heart, then it's time that you start to act like you're mine in the light and the dark. If you love me, say it. If you trust me, do it. If you want me, show it. If you need me, prove it. If you love me, say it. If you trust me, do it. If you want me, show it. If you need me, prove it.
So don't just say things that I've already heard. And see, for you men, you misogynistic motherfuckers, and I said what I said, to think that we women, especially black women, are just now, having standards, baby. Go back and listen to 90s R&B and early 2000 R&B.
No. Don't even say early 2000s. We cutting that off right at the 90s because 2000s they started to sell out for me.
Oh, they did.
Because okay, let's even take that to that question, and I know we're over, but we're gonna explain this. Look at the early the late 80s into early 90s. The R&B that was coming out then, and then the R&B that came out during the 90s, along with hip hop, because at that point in time, hip hop was actually speaking to people about things that were going on in their communities before it got co-opted and people started going crazy and started being. I'm just like, what are you saying? What are you doing?
They don't know.
So if you look at that and you'll see the progression, and even in the TV shows that were coming out around the same time. Because if you look at TV back then when we were growing up in the 80s and in the 90s, there was a lot more representation than there is now. And valid representation. Like, you had aspects. So you had the poor family, you had the middle class, and you had the upper class. You saw us at all different points. Because at the 80s, you saw us, working hard and trying to, do what we need to do to stay above float. Then you come into the 90s where you had the Cosby Show.
You also had us being creative because you had fame. You had us being intellectual because you had not only us being on different strokes, but I'm gonna say one name, and if you don't know who this person is, this ain't the channel for you. Tootie. I'm gonna say another name. Nail. Because we moved on up to the east side, but we also got creative, we got innovative, we went to college. And if y'all know about the Dancing Baby, aka Ally McBeal, we became attorneys, baby. And if you know about Boston Law, we was attorneys over there too.
So,
and let's not forget the long-standing legacy we've had on Law and Order. Oh, and they're bringing the original Law and Order back. Thank Jesus. Thank Jesus.
So, and let's like I said, like, you had the Cosby Show, which showed the upper crust. You had I think the show that our main villain in this show was out at the same time, if I remember correctly. Yes. So you had the middle class slash right on the cusp of underneath the line, and then you had Family Matters, which was smack dab in the middle. So you had that progression. You saw us at each and every part.
Then you had the comedy of In Living Color, which rivaled Mad TV, and Saturday Night Live.
Also, I'm sorry, I forgot one. You also had the Fresh Prince, which showed the even upper crust from that. So you had 4 progressions of us.
A combination of poor and upper crust coming together and how they deal with each other in the intersectionality of the Black community. And the Fresh Prince tackled heavy concepts in a good way. And I'm actually liking the reboot that's a little bit more serious and less comedic, and taking things from a more... I love the fact that they didn't keep it in the same decade as the original.
Thank God.
It's like, okay, if these people, if this happened in 2021, 2022, how would this happen? And it's true. But then you have Living Single.
They're not bringing that back, are they?
No. I'm saying during the same time, you have people who, as Lonnie Love said many years ago, are satisfied and single, that are out here doing it on their own, that aren't relying and making their personality traits someone else. Well, we got 3 videos. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got 4 left. Let's escape through these last 4.
needle. Press pause or turn the radio off. Will that stop us, Pam? Not doubt. All right then, come on, spin. Let's talk about sex.
We were even talking about awareness.
But my thing is, I like the song. But here's the thing. I hate to say this, but it's the truth. There are times the Salt and Pepper will fuck up their own songs live because they wanted to change up some things or do things differently. Keep the same vibe. If we like the radio version, give us the radio version. Especially when it's a rap song. It's different if you're a vocalist. Because there are things you can do vocally that will enhance the song. But as an MC, unless you're going to add an extra verse, don't change up the musical arrangement. Don't do that. But let's roll through these last few ones.
Like characteristics that are naturally like Lisa. Like I always say, I'm like, they're cut from the same cloth, you know? And if Lisa was alive and we were casting, Lil Mama would still have that role.
And her mannerisms, they had like even the way she held her pinky, it was just weird. And the way she would move, and it was scary
Even
because
the dancing.
Yeah, her dancing, because Lisa was flicted. Flicted meaning, like, you know, she was
Like,
special.
okay, for example, you know, we do creep, like, you know, it's kind of like this.
Right this, and
You know,
Lisa would swing
kinda always,
and
she
do
was
it
like-
different. And just
and her
wild,
face
you
is
know.
all crazy looking, but cute at the same time. And
it
was
made it
perfect.
her.
Yeah, because it was her thing.
And Little Mama's eyes are really hazel. And she bought these big round black, you know, contacts. And Lisa had the prettiest doe deer baby eyes. And when she would look at us sometimes, we had to look away like, hold up, wait a minute. Freaky Jason, it kind of spooked me out a couple times because it was just a little too scary and real.
Not to take anything away from Lil Mama, and I remember that docu series. But I remember when T-Boz and Chili had a reality show looking for a stand-in, a replacement, if you will, for Left Eye. And they found the perfect replacement. And they let that woman go and disparaged her so much she has not been able to work in the industry again. And that woman was... I know age-wise, she could not have been Lisa Left Eye Lopez's daughter. I get that. But I'm saying the way she moved, the way she rapped, the way she danced, the way she spoke, her whole style naturally, organically was Lisa Left Eye Lopez. But y'all disparaged this up-and-coming artist. You allowed her to lay everything on the line for y'all. And you go get an established artist and go, she's the embodiment. I'm not taking anything away from Lil Mama. And I saw a video tonight. And people were like, that's how you do it. She didn't overtake anything. Lil Mama always overtakes everything and makes everything about herself. So miss me with the BS. But y'all got mad because in the final episode of your reality series, this woman looked too much like Left Eye, but that was her job. That was the whole point of the reality series. But then you're like, oh, even if Lisa was alive, we would still cast her because she looks so much like her. Miss me with it. Miss me with it, Black women. But let's go through these. We got 3 more. Let's go.
Come on. I see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? I'm tired of being poor and even worse, I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch. Cops give a damn about a Negro. Pull a trigger, kill him, he's a hero. Get it to the kids who the hell cares. One less hungry mouth on the welfare. First ship them, don't let them deal with brothers. Give them guns, step back, watch them kill each other. It's time to fight back, that's what Huey said. 2 shots in the dark, now Huey's dead. I got love for my brothers, but we can never go nowhere unless we share with each other. We gotta start making changes. Learn to see me as a brother instead of 2 distant strangers. And that's how it's supposed to be. How can the devil take a brother if he's close to me?
For you youngsters that don't know, Tupac has a book of poetry. Get it. Read it. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's move on to these last two.
Hi, it's Khadijah from Khadijah's Cup of Mood, and this is Put a Finger Down, Old Head Edition, Cup of Mood style. Let's go. Put a finger down if you're old enough to remember when McDonald's had Garfield cups and when Garfield looked like this. Put a finger down if you're old enough to remember Ziggy. Put a finger down if you're old enough to remember Morris the cat. Put a finger down if you remember when the Colts were the Baltimore Colts. Put a finger down if you remember Holly Hobby. Put a finger down if you remember when these were the host of The View. Put a finger down if you remember the Hamburglar. Put a finger down if you used to love Hello Kitty. Put a finger down if it's been at least 20 years since you've had to say that. Put another finger down if this is your usual state of mind. So how'd you do? Drop me a comment.
I normally love her, but I feel attacked right now by that video.
I'm not saying anything. Next video.
This is our last video before the outro, so here we go. So get your thoughts together for your final thoughts.
Damn.
Actually, we don't have a final video. There we go. That was a. So your final thought. Yeah, Mr. Deja, how you gonna do me like that? I'm not even on TikTok no more, but I have my cousins send me videos of you, and you just gonna call me out like.
I'm not saying nothing. I think I said enough for the day, and I think I feel enough. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm sitting here trying to. I just realized I got 3 containers of ice cream too.
Good Lord.
I'm gonna have to buy a new dress for my daughter's graduation. I ain't gonna fit into that. Because I ain't letting these brownies go to waste. You know I'm not. I'm about to slather them up, and I'm sitting here trying to think if I still got whipped cream in the refrigerator.
Good Lord.
It would be sacrilegious for me to let them go to waste.
Of course.
Now I'm just saying, my wardrobe will have to change for my daughter's college graduation and dinner afterwards. And I'm willing to do that.
I would expect nothing less.
I mean, I got the budget. I ain't even gonna pretend like I'm gonna eat this and then diet for a month and a half. Because I'm not. And I'm about to get into birria season. Oh, baby, it's not gonna happen. But thank y'all for joining us. Remember that next week we are on a hiatus, but I will see you all on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, I'm going to have as many updates as I can possibly have from the people living in the Ukraine and actually going through this, amongst updates regarding trials that are happening in the United States that do affect marginalized people. But until then, each one teach one, each one reach one.